wonderful people of Kickstarter. My name is Garrett Stenson. I'm the founder, creative director, and CEO for DB Clay, a product design company based in Portland, Oregon, with a decade of experience in the wallet industry. I began making wallets out of duct tape during my first year of college back in 1998. I was hand making them for my roommates and friends and family, and then I opened a booth at a local street market in Portland. My handmade wallets instantly caught on, and I ended up making about 30,000 wallets by hand. It got to the point where I had a real business and my wallets were so popular that I decided to start a business. And so I founded DB Clay Inc. in 2005. I hired on Tyler, who's my brother, and Mr. Diggles, who's my best friend, and we wholeheartedly evolved DB Clay into a tech-savvy fashion brand. Smartphones are beginning to replace traditional functions of what a wallet provides. Everything from payments, contacts, to-do lists, things of that nature. And so I see over time the idea of a wallet becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Running a booth at local street markets, trade shows, etc. I've had thousands of conversations with people about what wallet they carry and why. And the overwhelming theme is I want a wallet that is flat, thin, small, compact, and extremely low profile. Line 0.0 is just that. What I have here is a pre-production sample for Line 0.0, DB Clay's next collection. Line 0.0 is going to be very much the same vein as most DB Clay products, however there are going to be some significant advancements. In particular, Line 0.0 is going to be much flatter, thinner, smaller, more compact than anything we've ever done. Line 0.0 has a total of 4 pockets, 2 per side. It's a symmetrical design. It's got rounded corners. And on the exterior, Line 0.0 will consist of 5 decorative designs. 4 of the designs will be constructed out of our material taupe, which is a custom textile that we engineered that will be applying full photographic prints as well as screen prints to the exterior surface. And for the first time, we're also going to be introducing an embossed leather wallet. Essentially, contributing to this campaign is the best way to pre-order a Line 0.0 wallet. As a reward / hug / thank you for contributing to this campaign, I've set a flat, discounted price of $35 for each new wallet in Line 0.0. I've also set up several contribution tiers, so depending on your desired level of involvement, I've set rewards for each tier. I have a great deal of momentum on the business side of things. I have the infrastructure in place, the customer base, I've got the distribution channels. I simply just need help purchasing inventory. So I'm calling all the DB Clay fans out there in the universe, as a call to action, I need your help. I'm crowdfunding capital via KickStarter.com to essentially purchase our first batch of inventory, which we're calling Line 0.0. Our manufacturer is ready to go, the designs are in progress, our prototypes are in the final stages. We just simply need the ability to purchase the inventory. So wrapping things up here, I just wanted to reach out and say thank you. Thank you for watching my Kickstarter campaign. I appreciate any and all contributions. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of unfinished business with DB Clay, and so I'm excited for the opportunity to move forward with fresh legs and fresh ideas.
Welcome to LiftOff on Fuse Logic TV, the unofficial Kickstarter show that talks to the inventors, designers, and entrepreneurs taking advantage of the Kickstarter service. I'm your host, Evan Adnams, and with me today is a gentleman you just watched in the video, Garrett Stenson of DB Clay. So Garrett, tell me about your current project on Kickstarter.
Evan, thanks for having me on the show. My Kickstarter project is primarily geared at launching my new collection of wallets titled Line 0.0. So I've been in the wallet business for over a decade now. I started making wallets back in 1998, and I grew the business over the course of several years. And in 2008 or so, as a small business owner, it's pretty obvious that the world went through a pretty significant transformation in terms of the world economy, and my business, as with many others, was a victim to that. I use that term victim lightly, but we shut down the business, and so my Kickstarter campaign essentially is intended to relaunch my company DB Clay. And so rather than it being a contribution where you're just donating money to our campaign with nothing in return, we're kind of pretty much staging it as a pre-order campaign for our new wallet line.
Cool. And in your video, you mentioned a custom textile. Could you talk a little bit about that and about how you came about designing it, basically?
Sure. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I started making wallets in 1998. And that was my first year of college. And at the time, I was making wallets out of duct tape. And so flash a little duct tape wallet on the screen here. This is one from back in probably 2000-ish. Everybody's probably made one, or their kid has, or whatever. So I started making duct tape wallets in 1998, and over the course of several years, I made about 30,000 of these wallets personally. And in 2005, I discovered 35 colors of duct tape and all sorts of different things, and so we got into gaffer's tape wallets. And as you know, working in film, gaffer's tape is also known as theater tape, taping down cords. It's a non-reflective, super durable type of tape. So anyway, we evolved from duct tape wallets to gaffer's tape wallets, and we were screen printing and airbrushing and stenciling the gaffer's tape wallets. And that's when we kind of went out and switched from me hand making the wallets, and we set up full-scale manufacturing. And in that process, we kind of discovered that, you know what, we could go well beyond the world of tape. And so we rebranded the company. The new name was DB Clay. We now had manufacturing, and working with our manufacturer, we created this new textile we call taupe. And taupe essentially is kind of a play on words from tape.
T-O-P-E?
T-O-P-E. Yep. It's like, hey, are your wallets, it's kind of a play on words of, our wallets are no longer made from tape. They're made out of taupe. And so it's kind of like an evolution of the, whatever. So anyway, it's a extremely, taupe has a lot of properties that make it great for wallets. It's different than tape in terms of the primary difference is adhesive free, but it's very similar to tape in terms of its surface texture, in terms of its durability, its pliability, its flexibility, all those things. And taupe is fantastic because it allows us to do full photographic prints as well as screen prints onto the surface of the material. And it's extremely durable, it's heat resistant, it's waterproof. So in terms of a wallet textile, it's proven to be fantastic for us.
Cool. So looking at your tribute site here, which kind of has all your old stuff, you have version 1, 2, 3, and version 3.1. But I noticed that the current project is version 0.0. Do you want to touch on that?
Sure. Like you said, on our tribute website, that website's kind of dedicated to the old DB Clay. We would market our products as versions, so version 1, 2, 3, etc., similar to how software developers kind of brand their products, with their new operating system, the new iteration of iPhone, etc. And so our wallets we're on that continuum of, version 1, 2, 3. Line 0.0, having been out of business more or less for the last couple of years, kind of in hibernation mode, line 0.0 was a way to say, hey, look, we're starting over. I'm a different person now. I'm, a lot older than I was back when I was 19, making wallets in my college, apartment, So line 0.0 was a way to kind of say, we're going to start from scratch. We're going to start over again. And the new product, line 0.0, is different than any wallets we've ever done before. The primary difference is they're smaller and flatter and thinner. We kind of got into the bifold, trifold game. We've sold about 100,000 wallets over the course of the decade or so. And line 0.0 is kind of my way of acknowledging that the wallet industry is different now. There's a big kind of trend towards mobile payment technology in terms of being able to use your smartphone to be able to pay for things. And so I see over the next several years the idea of a wallet becoming the things that you would typically use your wallet for, they're kind of shifting over to your smartphone. So everything from holding your pictures, to-do lists, even being able to scan a business card and it automatically adds it to your contact list. There's so many functions in addition to mobile payment technology. And so my wallets are meant to kind of complement the iPhone. So, or a smartphone, Android or whatever. You have your wallet and your phone. And so over the next several years, I see the wallet becoming less and less of a priority in terms of the amount that it needs to hold.
You have a lot of different levels for pledging here. I mean, that's pretty accessible. Can you tell me about the different levels here?
Yeah, so try to keep it as simple as possible. There's a million Kickstarter campaigns out there. There's a lot. There's just so much to tell in a 3-minute video, and so I try to keep it as simple and kind of standardized as possible. So I set kind of a discounted flat price of $35 for each new wallet in line 0.0. And our wallets in the past typically have retailed for $48 to $55. And so by me lowering the price to $35, that was kind of a way to say thank you for essentially helping me finance inventory. So we lowered the price. And so
Real simple. Every $35 you contribute, you get to pick out one wallet design. So if you contribute $70, you get two. 105, you get three, etc. And then I set up some higher end tiers as well. Just kind of why not shoot for the stars? Somebody out there that likes DV Clay has an extra couple grand laying around. Our wallets make great gifts too. So, sales managers or business owners or people that have lots of clients that want to buy, 10, 20, 30, 40 wallets to give out as gifts or give out to their clients or employees. I kind of set those higher end tiers as well. So, you can, our lowest contribution tier to get a wallet is $35. But we've had people contribute 5 or 10 too, which is everything helps at this point.
That seems like a pretty good price for a wallet in my mind. So just how thin is this? And can you hold like change or bills or anything in it? Because it seems like it's more built for the modern, cards, not the not carrying everything with you that you'd carry, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a reference in the video. I'm as much as I'm a wallet designer and a product designer, I'm also very kind of tuned into the software community, the mobile application community, et cetera. And so there's been a big trend towards mobile payment solutions for example, your iPhone. You'll eventually be able to go into a store and the technology already exists and it's already adopted in a lot of countries outside of the United States. But you'll be able to take your smartphone and be able to swipe it to pay for your cup of coffee or whatever. And so my line 0.0, I made it smaller and flatter and thinner to pretty much kind of acknowledge that trend towards mobile payment technology. It's a little bit ahead of its time in terms of there's still a lot of barriers before mobile payment technology is widely adopted in terms of security concerns and just cultural habits. We're just used to spending whatever. So anyway, so in terms of the body style, it's meant to hold pretty much just the essentials. It does not hold coins, but the inner set of pockets is sized just perfectly for where you can take your bills and fold them in half. And these are U.S. dollars, so
right. Canadian dollars are about the same, so.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely some, international currencies are, various sizes, but I size it so we can fold, American dollars in half, and they fit perfectly in the back pocket. So it's not meant to hold a big, wad of cash. It's meant to hold just like, you're going out, you're traveling, you want to have like, you have $100 on you type of thing, fold your 20s in half. And then other than that, just really the essentials in terms of your identification, a couple of cards, and your cash, business cards, bus pass, pretty basic stuff. No longer will, you've seen wallets, that are, like your wallet, you pulled out your wallet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yours not that bad, actually, but
no, but it's, you compare it to my iPhone. My iPhone is thinner and smaller than my wallet.
Yeah, really. I've seen people, I've sold wallets for, 10 years, and I've had, thousands of conversations. So I've seen people walk up to my, street market booth or trade shows or whatever with big wallets, just stuffed with so much stuff. So really, with line 0.0, just trying to encourage, kind of minimalism. You don't need 50 credit cards. You don't need a bunch of receipts. So just kind of keeping things really basic and simple was kind of the idea. But that said, real quick, over time, line 0.0 is a very specific, small collection. Over time, we have plans to, branch out and develop new products of all sorts, women's products, larger wallets, coin purses. I've got, I've got a bunch of ideas for product development for now, but keeping it pretty simple for this Kickstarter campaign.
Cool. And, what was I going to ask? Oh, yeah, durability. So how long will one of these wallets last me?
That's a good question. Really depends on, and this is not meant to sound vague, but it really depends on the user. So I've had, I would estimate anywhere from 2 to 5 years. And so these wallets are small and flat. So if you're carrying it in your front pocket, it's going to last virtually well beyond 5 years. If you're a heavy user and you got it, crammed full and it's always in your back pocket and you're always working out with your wallet for whatever reason, you're sweating, you're getting your highs, whatever, it's not going to last as long. But I would say on average, and especially, a lot of women carry our products too because they're so small, they can tuck them in their clutch or their purse or handbag or whatever. So in that case, again, you're looking at well beyond 5 years. But I would say average is, 2, 3, 4 years or so. Yeah.
So we could. The question, I guess, now is, they say it's not very good for you to hold your wallet in your back pocket because it's so large usually, and it's this giant thing that's kind of gets your back out of shape. It looks like because yours is so thin, that probably wouldn't be as much of an issue for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor, but if you look closely in the video here, I actually have a mild case of scoliosis.
I do too. Yeah, if we sit side by side here, we can. Yeah.
My left shoulder, from making wallets for so many years, I would stretch out my left arm, and so I just really kind of developed this kind of not to mention typing about 1 million emails. But anyway, so yeah, definitely one of these wallets to be nice and flat and thin. Like I said, a lot of people. I carry my wallet, which is in my back pocket here. It's kind of a handmade prototype of Line 0.0.
Okay.
But I carry that in my back pocket, but also a lot of people carry them in the front pocket. And like I said, your breast pocket of your jacket, your clutch or whatever. And then a lot of times too, an interesting thing about DB Clay is the designs. Wallets are typically brown or black leather. Pretty. Your grandma gets you a wallet for your birthday. Our wallets are interesting that I've noticed, and I pay a lot of attention, of course, because I'm in the business. But
yeah.
when people go to a bar, they're out, they take our wallets out and they put them on the table. Move their iPhone in their wallet, and their wallet's almost kind of a little conversation starter. Like, oh, there's a little, I'm used to seeing black or brown leather wallets, and what's that unique thing right there? So
yeah.
It's kind of a way to kind of, little piece of, we call them pocket art. It's like a little piece of art you pull out of your pocket and set on the table.
Right on. I had another question, and now I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I was going to point out, we just got you just went from 220 to 222 backers as the show started. So I guess we're doing something.
Yeah, I love getting email notifications. New
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun to go to bed at night and wake up and have an inbox full of orders. So it's exciting.
That's cool. So why KickStarter? Why did you decide to go with KickStarter as your means of getting funding this time around? Yeah.
Yeah. Good question. I've had a lot of people in my kind of just business circles and social circles that have recommended it. My brother funded his last album. He's a musician, funded his last album with KickStarter. So I've had a lot of good feedback on the platform. And just with my situation, I'm not really a candidate for traditional bank financing. I'm kind of a small business owner here in Portland, so I'm not really able to get traditional bank financing. And then also the other option is going the investor route, going after, private investment or venture capital or whatever. And for just kind of where I'm at personally as an entrepreneur, as a product designer, I didn't want to spend all my resources on going out and trying to land an investor right now. I kind of want to be able to build the business on my own and create the value and create the customer base and create the brand over time. So that way, when it comes time to get an investment, I have a little bit more leverage in terms of, being able to kind of control the discussion a little bit with investors. So yeah. KickStarter is a perfect example or a perfect opportunity to, put it out to the global community, so that there's a huge audience out there, and with everybody kind of contributing these little micro amounts, it helps me kind of build up the amount needed. But there's I get this question a lot in KickStarter. There's no equity stake. You're not buying a piece of the company, so it's not like it's right. It kind of keeps it very simple and whatever, where you're just kind of buying a product. And so for me, KickStarter was just kind of a perfect blend of the global reach as well as kind of a lot of small payments are bigger than one big payment. So it's kind of exciting to see, I think 200, what would you say, 222 backers now?
222 right now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of, it adds up, absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like, you're about halfway and you got, 36 days left to go here. Mm-hmm. This is what I love about Kickstarter. I also love that you end up at, it's a debt-free way to start up your, a business basically, or start up an invention or an entrepreneur product, anything like that. Are there any particular projects on Kickstarter that grab your attention beyond yours? Have you browsed around?
Sure, yeah, I've browsed around. I've definitely kind of, paid attention to what seems to work, what doesn't work.
Sure.
It's interesting. Anything that's Apple related seems to do really well, and so that's there's lots of projects on there that have Apple related projects. But trying to think if there's anything in particular. I can't cite one.
Yeah, put you on the spot.
Music, art. I'm into all that kind of stuff. So, but as far as the Kickstarter campaign, it's an interesting. I'm actually thinking about doing a blog post today about it, where it's an interesting psychology approaching a Kickstarter project, and then being 13 or 14 days into it. It's interesting in terms of how you pace your marketing efforts. Because it's in my case, it's a 50-day campaign. So it's come out of the gate and then over sustain incremental progress over time. And it's interesting to kind of I don't want to be blasting my customers every single day and sending out a bunch of emails every day. And I don't want all my friends on Facebook or whatever to be like, dude, stop.
Shut up, stop.
Yeah. So I'm trying to stage, these little I'm calling it like little mini campaigns, and just kind of rolling them out every couple of days. And I'm trying to definitely go beyond my own friends network. And so it's nice, most of my backers, I would say, are people that I don't know, that I haven't met before. So it's kind of cool to see, my friends were good to kind of get the initial ball rolling, but then it's nice to kind of see it catch on and have coverage like this, or, be posted on different, fashion blogs or design blogs or, business publications or whatever. It's nice to kind of get that press from all angles.
Cool. How did you pick the artwork for the wallets? I'm just looking through them, and they're very diverse and unique, basically, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, so one big thing with DB Clay that I've always tried to do is, rather than just arbitrarily picking a design, I like to have kind of very thematic, very conceptual designs that kind of tell stories a little bit. So line 0.0, excuse me, the designs that I chose there, I wanted to have a wide variety. So so we have 5 units in the collection, and I wanted the 5 to kind of have their own unique personalities. I wanted some that were super subdued and subtle, like our black and boz leather. It's really kind of subtle. And we've got one that's got shiny gold on it. But if you look on our website and you kind of read the stories, I kind of speak metaphorically in terms of the wallets each represent they kind of make a little bit of social commentary on the state of the world right now, in terms of I feel like my personal story and DB Clay's story kind of mirrors and kind of parallels what's happened in the world in the last decade, in terms of, building a business up, and then we went through a significant decline and our business crashed, and then kind of building it up again. So it's kind of my way, if you kind of go on our website and kind of read the story behind each design, it's kind of my way of kind of metaphorically telling the story of DB Clay over the last several years. And I try to keep things, the big theme for this collection was positivity. I know that sounds maybe cliche or whatever, but I think I'm really trying to, really, focus on the good side of things, and I try to keep all my my copy that I write and everything very humorous, very lighthearted, not to take myself too seriously.
That's what got my attention.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, that's kind of how for someone who produces shows, it might sound funny, but I tend to be rather laid back, so I appreciated that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of times, I'll put things in when I used to have employees, my business partners and things, I'd write copy for a catalog, and I'd put some, really weird or dark or funny humor in there, and they'd be like, "Are you sure you want to put that into our catalog?" And I'd be like, "Why not?" If somebody doesn't like it, or if somebody's offended, then they're going to go buy a black leather wallet, Yeah,
I don't want their business anyway, or whatever, right?
Yeah. So it's each their own, but I like to keep things light. I'm a pretty casual individual myself.
Cool. So someone's on the page right now, let's say, and they're about to click. Anything you want to say to make them follow through with said click?
I would just say, I don't know. Just DB Clay means a lot to me. I'm really excited about the opportunity to kind of get back into business, and so whether it's for them buying a wallet personally, or getting them, getting their shopping done early, getting gifts. Our wallets make great gifts. They come in the unique little gift boxes, with our little story on the inside. So they make great gifts. So I just appreciate, any contributions.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Garrett, for taking the time to talk to us, and I really hope we can help you out and get the other. How many do you need? Well, basically have a successful next 36 days here. It looks like you're about halfway through, and you said you were how many days into the campaign?
14 days. So we've got we're pacing to about do double what our goal is, and so me, I'm I want that figure as big as possible. So I appreciate the opportunity to come on your show.
So if you go over the goal, you're just going to just make more wallets, basically.
Yeah, the amount that we fundraise is primarily geared towards purchasing inventory. So depending on how much we raise, we'll buy that inventory, and it really is a way for us to kind of fuel the growth and the relaunch of the company. So yeah, if we raise $1 million, it goes into DB Clay. If we raise 50 grand, it goes into DB Clay. So it really is. This campaign is specifically geared towards kickstarting DB Clay. So
right on. I guess I should do a sign-off thing now, but we're gonna need to go back and re-record the intro as well, because I forgot to hit the record button right at the beginning there.
Oops.
Yeah. So busy doing everything else, right? So I'll do my sign off real quick. So thanks, Garrett, for taking the time to talk to us again. And for those of you that are interested, the easiest way I found to find the line 0.0 wallets was to just search for wallet on Kickstarter. It's the first thing that shows up. Until next time, this is LiftOff on FuseLogic TV, and I'm Evan Adnams, and there's Garrett waving goodbye.
See ya.